Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Celestial Multitheism Podcast, where we talk about mythology, and definitely not Sonic or foot cheese.
No. We would never talk about such simple-minded topics.
I'm Celestial, and these guys are multitheism.
I can't believe
Yes.
we are the embodiment of religion.
We are the embodiment of multiple gods.
That's crazy.
And but do you know how epic this is?
Who gave him the galaxy
This
gas?
is epic!
This is epic! So, recently, there's been a lot of humdrum about this...
Humdrum.
Why did a humdrum break you, Trevor?
Sorry, I don't think I've heard that word uttered since, the Revolutionary War.
I use humdrum. He uses humdrum.
Of course he does. He was around when the war happened.
Listen, just because he planted the famous cherry tree doesn't make him that old.
Oh my god, sorry, side tangent. Do you remember that, one furry artist that would keep drawing furries and, historical scenes?
I was hoping you'd get back on track somehow. And from furry artist to historical scenes, that sentence just got worse and worse and worse. No, I don't.
Well, Spence is like that furry. He just keeps going back and making canon events happen.
What?
Well, not exactly going back. You were just there for all of them.
No.
This is epic.
This is epic.
Okay, we need to talk about something else to clear the air before we talk about Epic the Musical. Clear air, guys. Air quality, how's it been?
What?
Air quality, how's it been?
Well, I know China doesn't have very good air quality. Neither does California.
I was actually in California. It was not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get close to the fires?
While we were driving to the airport on our way out of California, we were delayed by traffic because of a fire that started near one of the towns that was on the road we were going down. And the fire was still nowhere near as bad as it was here where we live, in undisclosed location, last year when the air quality went down because of the Canadian forest fires.
Today is a Friday in California.
You didn't get a good whiff of the smog.
I mean, the smog, yes. There's a ton of smog in California, but the smoke, no.
Damn. Should have brought a jar with you and just trapped some of it.
I don't think I could have gotten that through customs.
Dude, I just thought about it.
If anything to declare?
Hold on. Infinite money glitch.
Air.
Okay? You take glass jars, you go out to California, and you catch all the smog from the forest fires. And when they're done for decades later, you can sell off the California smog.
Okay, Trevor. Smog is a...
Sorry, the smoke.
There you go.
No, the smog is everywhere in California. The smoke from the fires.
Smog is specifically pollution. It's the haze that builds up when there's too many gas engines in an enclosed area.
Yes.
Or diesel or...
heavily urbanized areas. Mm-hmm. Like California.
Yeah. Smoke is different.
Well, I know that, silly. I just... misspoke. Anyways, infinite money glitch?
I feel like the collectible quality of the California forest fire air is probably going to diminish way faster than you think it is.
I don't know, man. It's like a historical event.
You're going to have to start giving it away.
So, Spence.
Yes.
You got me to listen to a musical.
Yes.
That's
somehow.
an achievement. My girlfriend is proud of me.
Really?
Yay!
Yeah.
What, did she listen to it?
Not yet. I'm trying to get her to listen to it, which is a weird role reversal because normally she's the one who's like, you should listen to this musical. And I'm like,
actually, you should listen to this.
And I'm always like, I don't like musicals, categorically speaking. Sound of Music, worst thing I've heard in my life.
So, anyway,
and then you watched
this musical. It's called Epic with an exclamation point. It is basically an adaptation of Homer's Odyssey. You know, you read that book back in high school. But basically,
there are two types of people. The people that hear Homer and think of the Odyssey. And when people say Homer and they think, there's a funny yellow overweight dude on this TV sometimes.
I think The Simpsons actually picked the name Homer to be kind of ironic with how smart they wanted to make the character.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think that's a pretty cool and fun piece of storytelling.
I have
pretty-
to. I have to look up the dude's name because I couldn't remember it. It was. I apologize if I butcher this name horribly. It's George or Georgie Riviera Herranz.
Bless you.
Herranz.
You mean
Anyway.
Hernandez?
No, it's just Herrans. Herranz.
Fair enough.
Bless you.
I could be saying that horribly wrong. Anyway,
I don't know
this,
anything about
this
the guy,
dude,
but I do know that he did this entirely on TikTok.
yes, he documented this entire thing on TikTok and made the whole thing go viral. And honestly, the music in it, minus like 1 or 2 songs, slaps like a motherfucker. Now, and it's rich coming from me saying that 1 or 2 songs don't slap. Because honestly, them all together, the whole damn thing slaps. Don't get me wrong. There's just songs that I prefer versus songs that I don't prefer.
For instance, every song Hermes is on, all 2 of them,
Oh,
they are the
bangers.
best.
Really?
They are good as
So,
individual songs.
For some context, I haven't watched the
So,
musical.
Trevor, also, it goes from lyres and harps to synthwave.
There ain't no way.
Yeah, the
No
gods.
way, bro.
The gods have artificial instruments to let you know that they're
Divine.
and the mortals have like string instruments and instruments that physically exist.
That's
And
pretty neat.
that's something else that's really cool too.
Holy shit! All the
Because
gods play dubstep. This is epic.
honestly, almost. But the thing is, so it's stated that the creator, remember Peter and the Wolf? Remember that movie? The one where each of the characters has their own definitive instrument that defines them and their character. He took that and applied it to this. So each of the characters throughout their songs has a distinct instrument that goes along with them. For example, Odysseus has guitar, whether it's an acoustic or an electric guitar. It depends on the mood. Then there's like Penelope. She has the violin or the viola. Xerxes has just a string quartet. And like Tommy was saying, the divines, they have like synths and artificial drums, trumpets.
They conjure their own background singers.
Bro.
There are moments where there's just a god talking to a dude, and because they're a god, they just have background singers that just appear out of nowhere, and I love it so much.
Well, it's also another thing with Greek choruses that used to be with Greek plays, where they're back in ancient Greece, whenever they did those plays, there was this kind of chorus of people that would follow the characters and sing this harmonious background music with whatever they were singing. And he adds that to this at individual parts of songs, depending on the need for it in the current saga, which each stage of Act 1 and Act 2 are comprised of sagas. And there's like 4 or 5 songs per saga.
It's a lot. Might I ask how long this musical is?
Oh,
2
it's like
hours
2
and
hours.
34 minutes. And it's getting an animated movie.
Oh,
Honestly,
That's pretty sweet,
I would
actually.
love to see that.
It's announced to come out sometime in 2025 or early 2026.
I am down to see this.
But I have no concrete information, and that date was speculative. We just know that the creator made a bunch of money on Spotify and said, yes,
we
he's
can make this
animating
happen,
it.
baby.
It's happening. And I'm super excited for that because there are bits and pieces of the musical I would really like to see fully animated. And don't get me wrong, the community has already done that. There are hundreds of hours of animated
fan-made stuff.
dedicated to
There
the
are there are mini movies
Mega
of
collabs.
people who have taken all of these animations and smashed them together into a whole ass movie. And the thing that's also something
like
else that's really
AMVs.
cool. Yes, but the thing is, this musical plays out almost like a radio show. Like
Actually-
old radio shows where there's actual like background audio sounds. Like they're at the very beginning of the musical, spoiler alert, because if you haven't read the Odyssey, shame on you. They're at the sack of Troy inside the Trojan horse. As soon as they break out of the horse, there you hear all the fighting in the background, swords clanging, people screaming, arrows flying, all of these things, thunder, lightning.
The guy, and I also don't remember or know how to pronounce his name, which is a damn shame because he's a genuinely talented artist, and I respect the fuck out of him.
Absolutely.
He said that he wrote the musical in part because he wanted to express his love for video games and manga in a musical format, so he wanted it to feel like every time you listen to one of the albums, it was like beating a level.
Okay, that's kind of...
And he wanted you to feel a sense of progression from completing the thing. And I was sold on that. That's such a fucking cool idea. I wish we had people like him in Hollywood, you know?
That'd be pretty neat.
Hollywood,
Alas.
get the fuck on it.
For sure.
Write that down! Write that down!
Speaking of free money ideas, I would really appreciate this, but with Hercules' 12 Labors. I brought this up before the podcast, too. I just think it would be really cool.
Like, that is a perfect sequel to something like this. Or the Iliad, which is the prelude to the Odyssey. Either one of those, I think, would slap. Because I'd just love to see how he could transpose someone like Menelaus into music.
I mean, so he did technically write a musical before this, which was quasi-autobiographical. I watched a couple videos on him, but his parents really wanted him to become a doctor, and he decided not to do that and to go write musicals instead, which is a terrible idea for most people, but because this man is a genius, of course he made it work. And this is actually the second musical he's written, because the other one was originally called, I think it was Crazy Humans or Stupid Humans or some shit, and it was a musical about some guy deciding not to be a doctor and write musicals instead.
Honestly, I like it. And the funny thing is, how I learned about this was not because of anything online, no social media, no YouTube, no nothing. I got this in a random play on my Pandora account. And the thing, you want to know the song that played that I first learned of this musical? Oh god, what's it called? Hold 'Em Down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That comes up that's third to last song.
That's in the the Ithaca saga.
Yeah, that's the third to last song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a song that I got introduced to this where I'm not going to spoil anything inside of it, also because I can't really say it. But at first, it was the music that really got me. I was like, holy shit, this sounds great. What is this? And that's how I found it. And again, it's so fucking good. I love the music.
I would encourage anyone who hasn't yet, but is for some reason listening to our podcast, to go stop the podcast
all one of
and
you,
listen to Epic instead.
All one of you. Here's your
there
order.
Are two.
Stop this podcast right now and go listen to Epic the Musical.
That's right. Just real quick, because Spence and I are the ones who have listened to this podcast. Not this podcast, this musical. I want to get our top threes real fast. So Spence, what's your top 3 songs?
Hold on, I need the roster.
I actually have it pre-pulled up.
I got it. My top 3 are as follows. First is Warrior of the Mind, absolute top favorite. Second, Dangerous. And thirdly, I would have to say is God Games.
Okay, so oddly enough, I think you and I are very similar in taste, because my number 1 pick is No Longer You.
Ha! Absolutely.
Followed by Dangerous, and then God Games.
Interesting choices, gentlemen.
Trevor, when we're done with this, we'll show you a few of these.
We'll give it a look-see.
You need to hear these.
I feel like you should listen to them in order before we show you random songs.
Probably.
That's fair. You really should.
It is on Spotify and completely free, so you should just listen to it at work sometime.
It's on YouTube, it's on TikTok, it's on everything.
That'd be pretty cool.
All right, yeah, God Games is just such a good one too.
Dude,
like the production value is very high. All the Greek gods that haven't shown up yet get singers attached to them, and they get to show up, and it's really good.
And that song is a good example of where we're talking about how he attributes certain instruments to different characters. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, Athena is the piano, Zeus is the synth, Let's see. Apollo has the harp. Hephaestus has the hammers and chorus. Aphrodite has saxophone. Ares has war drums. Let's see. Hera is disco.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, baby. I was blown away the first time I heard that.
I was really thrown off by that.
Yeah. For some reason, I always picture Hera as very prudish because of how she's presented in the myths. So hearing her as like, she literally comes onto the track going, "Hey, baby," and like
You were very taken aback.
it's such a
into a disco funk.
yeah, it's
Like,
very good.
It throws you so badly, but it's fantastic.
It's if you've not read any Greek mythology or if you've read Greek mythology, it's deeply entertaining both ways. Anywho, is that the end of Epic? Do we have anything else we want to talk about? When the movie comes out, when it's an animated feature, we should all go to theaters.
I
watch
will
it.
definitely.
And then we can do another review. Let's not talk about cheese in that
if they put it out in theaters, I definitely say I'm going to go watch it.
We could rent a theater out and just play it all day.
Okay, Mr. Big Bucks Money
Love to.
Mucho.
Anyway,
so the next topic we decided to make still related to Greek mythology. It's Mario Kart. Wait, I skipped a few. It is, in fact, what the Greek gods' professions would be in the real world, and like what kind of personality traits and or career paths we'd associate with them in our modern industrial society. I wrote down the 12 main Olympians. I'm sorry if you're a Hestia or a whoever the fuck Hercules' mom is
Gandhi.
fan, but I just wrote down the first 13. So, first on the list is Zeus.
Okay, so I need to ask as a precursor: Are we placing them by their powers or their attitude, like their personality?
I think it's more of a personality test. We're gonna assume that they'd be really good at things that are in their divine purview, but they wouldn't be gods. They're just like kind of people existing in the modern world. For instance, Poseidon would be really good at riding horses and probably a great swimmer.
He'd be a stable master.
But he wouldn't have any like awesome powers, and we're just gonna try to guess like where do you think their lives went? What do you think they did? What do you think they're like? If we had to assume they're
we should go
modern
down
people.
the list one by one, right?
So
Zeus.
Zeus
is probably like an egotistical CEO of a corporation that's too big to fail.
I beg to differ. I think he is the head of a big hotel in New York.
I think you're both wrong.
What the Sigma?
I think he's a C-list actor who appeared in one drama show one time and has just become an absolute degenerate ladies' man who skips from state to state.
That's certainly a perspective.
Honestly, yes. How far that boy has...
He
does have a lot of mileage, don't he?
We all imagined different versions of
Oh my god, he's Quagmire.
He's Quagmire?
Guy.
What the hell?
Zeus is buff Quagmire confirmed.
We're gonna be hit by
This is
lightning
making a
after
lot of
this.
sense, actually.
You're
It's
on
kind of disgusting.
You're on Team CEO.
Yeah, he feels like Jeff Bezos,
I guess
he attributes to the God King. I was trying to attribute
but like
to his,
even more
God
stereotypically
of
evil.
hosting and
because Mount Olympus.
and then you got his Bone Zone.
Yeah, well, the thing about Zeus is there was that time all the gods had to throw him in a golden net because he refused to be good at his job as God King, and they just didn't let him out until he promised he'd do a better job. So it's hard for me to imagine him as some, like, hyper-successful person, you know?
Right.
But
I mean,
guess
to be fair, the best have also had their bad days.
that's fair.
And one myth about him having a bad day, compared to the rest of it,
I guess it's like, what part of him managing Mount Olympus makes you think he'd be hyper competitive and likely to succeed as a CEO?
I don't think he's competitive. Well, he's competitive, but he's not exactly successful. That's why he's in charge of a corporation that's too big to fail. He probably got hired in after the old one died.
Actually, no. Great idea.
He's just got the attitude.
He got adopted in like Tony Stark
Oh,
to his
nepotism.
dad's company that was already too big to fail.
Baby.
And it was a clock company.
Okay.
It was Kronos.
Okay, that's the one. Also, he's Quagmire.
And he has multiple baby mamas.
So many. Like, way too many.
Crazy.
All right.
Half his paycheck goes to alimony.
All right. Poseidon.
He definitely is just a... Nope. Word lost.
About it.
Surfer? Hermit?
I don't think he's a surfer. I think he's very overprotective of the ocean, so he'd probably be something like... He'd be the, like, shitty National Guard member, where it's like, you're fishing in a military zone. Leave, or you will be arrested. He'd be that kind of guy.
I was thinking more of, like, horse aficionado...
oh my god,
He's an equestrian?
He's Mr. Hands.
What?
Mr. Hands. The horse guy.
Oh.
That leans towards that has a
disgusting
heavy donation to saving the oceans. That unsuccessfully attempts to use his prowess as a successful equestrian.
Maybe he's just Stefan Hillenberg.
So
to try and...
So in the myth about how the big three got their perfuse, Poseidon got to pick second. So Zeus picked the skies and and Poseidon picked the ocean because he wanted to pick the more mysterious and strange realm. I feel like you guys are attributing to him protectiveness of the ocean that's never really attributed to Poseidon. I don't know if he'd really care as like just a dude existing that people are littering in the ocean. I imagine Poseidon is
them sea turtles, man.
I imagine Poseidon is like a surfer bro who has like raves on the beach.
Maybe, but that doesn't add to a lot of mystique. Maybe he's like a deep sea diver and he like brings a metal detector with him down into the coral reefs and he finds treasure.
Maybe he just
He's
lives
a
on
pearl
the
diver.
coast.
That could be it. He's got that shack.
He's a pearl diver.
Maybe. He's also the god of boats. Maybe he owns one of the lobster vessels and he
that'd be
does
cool.
dangerous
Yeah.
fishing.
He's up in the Alaska, in the Bering Sea.
That doesn't really feel vibey enough for Poseidon, but I guess any kind of party attitude
Honestly,
has
though,
been added post-Greek myth.
Yeah.
I could see him as the crab.
Look, he's either the
crab ship
military
captain.
guy or he's a deep sea diver.
Because up there in the fucking Bering Sea, when it storms, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, he's also the god of earthquakes. Poseidon just kind of...
He farts really bad.
I mean,
He shakes the earth.
Kind of does everything. Like, it's hard to associate him.
well, I mean, at one point in time, he was the head of the Pantheon.
I mean, yeah, but he was just subbing for Zeus. He's
Yeah.
always just subbing for Zeus.
Yeah.
I guess, is he Zeus's brother in this world?
I would lean to yes.
They
Maybe.
kind of have to be brothers
Yeah.
to work, right? So Zeus inherited the company and is currently running Kronos Clocks Incorporated into the ground.
Yeah, he was the
while
firstborn.
having multiple baby mamas and paying them all alimony.
Poseidon sold his shareholdings.
Bought an island, and he
Bought
just
an
hangs
island.
out on the island with his horses. He just vibing.
He's just vibing, though.
Poseidon.
Honestly, mood.
Poseidon got money early in life and decided he just didn't want to
He
interact
just wanted to
with
be
people.
chill like
He just
that.
didn't want to deal with people. He didn't want anything to deal with the company.
He was just
He
chill
just
like
went to the ocean. He went, give me the beat, boys, free my soul. Just walked straight into the water. Never came back.
like that cranberry farmer. Just...
Yeah.
All right, Hades.
I mean, I'm going to skip over the obvious mortuary owner.
Hades is a divorce lawyer. That's it. Hades is a divorce lawyer.
Funnily enough, he has one of the most...
Okay, so there are two interpretations of the Persephone myth. One of them is she gets stuck in the underworld and she just really likes Hades, and that's why they get married. And in the other one, Hades maybe kidnaps her and then they fall in love. So it's either Stockholm Syndrome, or the most functional relationship in Greek mythology. So a lot of people like to interpret it as the most functional relationship in Greek mythology. Yeah, and he does have a 3-headed giant dog named Spot.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Hades is just a chill dude. Most modern retellings of Hades have him guarding big vaults.
Do you think he sits on like a rural county porch with his wife and he drinks sweet tea while he watches his 3-headed dog play in the yard?
I don't think so.
He's the finance guy for the company.
They can't all be in the company. God damn it.
I think he inherited
He's the third brother.
He's the third brother. He's the one Kronos Incorporated liked the least, so he didn't get as much of the company as his other two.
Right.
Because he gets shafted when they're dealing out domains.
Yeah, he gets the short lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He pulled the burnt match.
yeah. So I feel like Hades probably doesn't have much to do with the company or his brothers, but he needs to deal with something that has to do with death, but is still a vibe.
He's
I
on
got
Bourbon
it.
Street.
What?
He's on Bourbon Street down New Orleans.
I was on the same page with the alcohol thing. I was just gonna say he owns a bar.
That goes pretty hard.
Hades owns a bar.
What's the bar called?
It's a basement bar, and it's called the Underworld. It's a little on the nose, but he
A
hangs
little.
out- he hangs
That's
out-
a whole
I
ass
was thinking
sniffer.
like maybe the River Styx, or
The bar is just called Styx, and it's a pair of drumsticks. He's also in a band on the weekend.
oh my god, all three of them are in a band.
Oh,
my
and the band's
God.
called Styx.
Hold up. They never perform though, because Zeus is always too busy.
They were.
It's like a band like
They were
Getting busy.
They were in a band. Oh my god. No, they were in a band. They got apart. There's going to be a movie about them all getting back together.
Dude.
Like the Country Bears.
Like Love Handle.
Yeah, like Love Handle.
What's the
Okay.
subplot we developed with
The three brothers.
The drummer fell asleep in a clock factory and lost his time.
Wait, Clock Factory, Kronos.
Yes.
Oh my
God.
Oh,
They're
no,
just
no,
Love Handle. It's just Love Handle. The three main Greek gods. They're just Love Handle.
Oh, this is great.
This is epic.
Okay, so Hades owns a bar named the Styx.
Hades owns a bar named the Styx. Poseidon owns an island. Zeus owns a company.
Yep.
That sounds
That sounds about right.
that sounds about right. Apollo.
Definitely a Guitar Center manager.
I disagree very strongly.
What do you think?
Well, Apollo's whole thing is he rides the chariot across the world, and that's why the sun rises and sets.
Dude. He's a sports car enthusiast.
No, he's got to deal with music still. I think he's a touring musician.
Well, that could be it. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's got to always be on tour. He can't have a thing that he owns and just stays at, because otherwise he's not moving across, you know?
So this guy definitely has no home.
He's the Taylor Swift.
He just goes around and performs.
Yeah.
He's got a private plane.
I mean, his dad was in popular rock band the Styx Brothers. So, like, he has a legacy to uphold.
The Styx Brothers. What kind of music did this band play?
It's an old school rock band.
Big hair.
Because, you know, Zeus was a rock for a moment in Greek mythology.
Oh my god. Okay. Moving on. He's a touring musician.
He's got to be.
He probably likes really fast cars.
Sure, yeah. I'll agree to that. Artemis. Her whole thing is, like, hunting and the moon.
And not boning.
And not boning.
I bet she's got like a ranch. And she's like protective.
She's up
of
in
her
Montana.
animals.
I bet she really hates OnlyFans.
Yes.
You think she's got like what is it? There's a petition website. I forget what it's called, but
Change.org.
Yeah, change.org. She has a petition with about 200 signatures, and she's saying this should do numbers.
To ban OnlyFans.
I feel like there's a lot more signatures on that than 200, knowing how
20,000.
maybe.
Okay, but what is she doing though?
So
What's her profession?
I feel like she also needs to move around though, because if she just owns like a ranch in Montana, she's not really representing.
Okay,
the
but
moon
you know how
very
big
well.
those ranches are, though, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I got it.
Oh,
You know those feral boars that are like really bad for the ecosystem?
She's
One of those hunters that
she's
goes
one of
around
the-
on armored trucks and shoots them down.
No, better helicopter pilot,
Bro.
she's a helicopter
And
pilot.
she has a Gatling gun and she shoots down all the feral boars.
Yeah.
Have you
that
ever
like
seen
eat
those?
crops.
Boars are actually a big deal for Artemis, so that makes perfect sense.
Dude. That's it. That's just it, bro.
And she's just like married to her work, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just her whole thing.
That's her whole thing.
She gets up, eats, and drinks that shit.
Hell yeah.
So on the other side of the coin,
Oh, yeah, Aphrodite.
definitely has the OnlyFans.
I don't think Aphrodite has an OnlyFans.
Why?
Listen, in the modern day, who's on OnlyFans?
Influencers.
Yes, women who know they can make money by selling naked pictures of themselves, right? But not the classiest celebrity. Like C-list actors sometimes, but not real classy celebrities. Like you'd be shocked if Scarlett Johansson was on OnlyFans.
She's probably just like Scarlett Johansson.
I bet she is.
She's
Scarlett
probably
Johansson?
just...
Aphrodite is the personification of love and beauty in the Greek world. I do not think she would stoop to the level that is Twitch Thought or OnlyFans Ho.
But the thing is, if she did,
True.
she's one of the masked ones.
She's just too classy.
Yeah, she's just too classy for that.
She's
classy.
an A-list celebrity that makes about as much as Zeus does.
Maybe. I mean,
So then what do you think then?
well, so her whole thing is commitment issues, and she's the personification of love. So she's got to be really, really fickle. And she's got to have multiple, like, baggage issues.
Yeah, does she have high mileage?
I don't think so. But I don't think she has what you'd call low mileage either. I don't think she's just, like, a get-with-anyone type of person. But I know that she's, like... In Greek mythology, she slept with several people. Nowhere near as many as Zeus did. But she does have an affair with her husband.
She probably shows up on those like really
Zeus have a-
viral videos where they sit two people down at a counter with a red button in the middle and they try and set up a date and she probably keeps pressing the red button.
Does Zeus have an unpaid intern named Eros? that keeps whispering in his ear.
Twink.
You should tap that.
Maybe. So, I'm not sure. I guess Aphrodite's whole thing is, like, she's a very supporting role.
Oh, I got it.
Oh.
She's a Paris model.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
that makes sense. Yeah.
She does runway life.
For sure. Like, she can't be an A-list celebrity because that just doesn't feel very her, but she can definitely be the prettiest runway model. That sounds exactly like what Aphrodite would do. All right. Hera.
Hera appeared on Snapped, that TV show about unfaithful wives killing their husbands and vice versa.
I don't think she could ever kill Zeus. The thing is, Hera...
She'll definitely beat him over the head.
Yeah. Hera's the goddess of marriage, yes, but also the goddess of, like, institutions and following the rules.
She's the one that keeps Zeus in line at the company.
She was Zeus's corporate lawyer. They got married. She found out about exactly how many affairs Zeus is
How many
having,
bitches he got on
and
his
is currently suing him. But they're still married. It's a very love-hate kind of thing.
The lore is developing.
Honestly, like it.
That's actually part of
Makes
why
sense.
the Styx brothers are having a hard time getting back together.
Because
in the divorce, Hera got
fucking-
most of the
Yeah,
copyright.
Zeus has to deal with all of this like
Took the
lawyer
trademark of the divorce.
All right.
All right, Hephaestus.
I got this one.
Okay.
The Slingshot Channel.
Okay, Slingshot Channel. This is epic.
I feel like Hephaestus has
Definitely.
a hydraulic press channel too.
I feel like Hephaestus can't be the Slingshot Channel because is it your somethingston?
Yes, I can't remember the name exactly.
He's a beautiful German grandpa.
Yep.
So sweet.
Hephaestus is supposed to look ugly as sin. He was born like hunchbacked and weird looking. He was so gross to look at as an infant. Zeus threw him off a mountain and he hit every ugly rock on the way down. And
Made him the epitome of ugly.
yeah, he's supposedly like a really ugly dude.
But regardless,
regardless, he's a genius.
He may
and
not.
can
He may
build
not
anything.
be
He's one.
exactly the Slingshot channel, but he has a channel that is exactly like the Slingshot,
Okay.
where he makes just the absolutely the wildest shit out of things you probably shouldn't make it out of.
Okay, here's what I've got, right? He's that one guy at name like the biggest factory ever, manufacturer. We'll say like they manufacture cars or whatever. He's the like 70-year-old guy with like tenure somehow, even though he's in a factory. And if he calls off, the whole place is practically shut down. But people view him and like get scared because he's, you know, old and weird and kind of cranky.
I thought you were about to say he's the guy at the car shop making flamethrowers in the back in the R&D department.
I feel like Hephaestus is like he's every side character from the Atlantis movie.
Damn.
He's
All of them.
he's Mole. He's the explosions expert. He's every side
Really?
character.
How is he all of them?
He's all of them.
How?
He just is. Hephaestus is the dude.
Dude, he's Papa John in this alternate universe. The Papa John, because he works with, you know, forges, furnaces, pizza, maybe. Stoves.
I'm liking the idea where he's the tenured factory worker that has a YouTube channel on the side about creating stuff.
Fair. He's supposed to be married to Aphrodite,
Yeah,
who's having an affair with Ares.
yeah.
Oh,
So-
we have to tie in the lore.
So how's this YouTube channel factory worker guy gonna be bagging a supermodel?
Because he's already got tenure and he makes boo-goo bucks at the company.
Yeah, but
She's
she
a
probably
runway
yeah,
model.
she makes boo-goo bucks.
He makes more
And
somehow.
she can't be with him for his personality because she's constantly cheating on him.
Mm-hmm.
Do we make Aphrodite a car enthusiast and say that Hephaestus is the mechanic she married?
Maybe.
And his face got horribly disfigured in an accident,
Bro. Yeah.
but she doesn't have the heart to divorce him, so she sees Ares on the side, even though she's still
Yeah.
married to her old mechanic.
This makes sense. All right, lore.
So she likes sports cars and he likes working on
It works, baby.
it. Works in the lore. Speaking of the man, the myth, the stupid guy, Ares.
Ares is a high school, like,
He's,
PE teacher.
that says more about the PE teachers you've had than it does.
And it's
Ares.
not like the buff one that was like, I was in the military for 10 years. It's the one that drinks Diet Coke.
Okay, listen,
like, religiously.
Ares has got to be he's got to be really competent is the thing. Like Ares is depicted as usually stupid and usually gets angry too easily, but he's good at war. He's good at fighting. He's good at one thing, and what he does isn't very nice. So I can't get on board with saying he's an incompetent gym teacher. Because there's a lot of war and conflict in the modern world, and he's got to be somewhere near it.
He's a drill sergeant.
He's a drill sergeant?
Yeah.
I can get behind
Yeah.
that. How the fuck did Aphrodite end up with a drill sergeant?
Maybe he's like a hitman. But I don't know. The thing is, he lacks the competency to be one.
Yeah, he's supposed to be bullheaded and kind of easily angered.
Maybe he's like a top tier boxer.
Maybe he's just hot to her.
I think he's a top level boxer, and he's hot as fuck. He's got the pecs.
That's not really war though. That's not conflict. That's sport. Like I'd buy Hephaestus being a top tier boxer before I'd buy Ares.
He was
Ares'
a boxer.
thing-
That's why that's why he's ugly. He got fucked up.
Adrian! Hard work, Josie! No, it's like fighting as a sport is a craft, and I'd buy Hephaestus being good at that more than I'd buy Ares being good at that. Ares' thing is he leads groups of people to kill other groups of people.
So do you think he's got like a higher position in the military maybe, but he's on active duty?
The thing is that feels too easy.
Well, then where do we get here?
I don't know.
Exactly.
The drill sergeant.
I like the drill sergeant feels like the best. Like him training soldiers feels very
And he gets to
Ares.
yell at people.
Yeah.
He does get to yell at people, but how did he end up with Aphrodite?
A weekend in Monaco. It's a chance encounter at a casino.
A chance encounter, a one-night stand, huh, Spence?
A chance one-night encounter at a casino in Monaco.
Okay, I can buy that.
Drill sergeants do like to gamble.
Ares
at times.
does seem like the kind of guy who'd like to gamble too. So she was
Reasonable.
she was betting her money. She was betting some of her husband's money. She was driving a really nice car. Hephaestus was working really hard in his shop, the way Hephaestus is always
14-hour
doing.
He was
shift,
making
baby.
a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He was making a YouTube video.
He was on that grind.
He was on that grind set.
Sigma grind.
He's got that grind set.
And then Ares walked in, shouted at the help, and she realized, oh, he's just as toxic as I am, and they fell in love.
Yeah. Skibbity.
Yes, a romance for the modern era.
All right, we got 3 more. Hermes, god of thieves, messengers, medicine, and travel?
And let's not talk about the Herms.
He's a delivery boy, but he delivers like everything.
He's not Uber Eats.
Damn it.
He's a news broadcaster.
Oh, I really like that. I really like the idea that Hermes is like a chronically online influencer.
He's a Redditor.
No. He has a channel. Hermes' thing is he's a messenger. He has a channel. He's really popular.
He runs up modern
Hermes
news.
is Mr. Beast, everyone. He got
No.
he got
No.
Nepo money from his dad Zeus.
Okay, he's just
He
Mr.
started a
He's not
YouTube
Mr.
channel
Beast.
and he did ridiculous things online to try to get as many people to see him as possible.
Actually,
Okay, but what does
honestly,
Mr. Beast have to do with medicine?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, because he cured blind people. He cured
right.
blindness. So
Oh
he
my
is
God.
He's just
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Beast.
Hermes is Mr. Beast. Oh no.
He cured blindness.
No.
Wait, Hermes is my favorite Greek god, and I hate Mr. Beast.
That sucks because he's literally
I
him.
hate this. Unfortunately, he's correct. He is him.
He is him.
Oh God, I hate it.
Hermes is Mr. Beast, but a Nepo baby. Do we want to say he's got, like, jokes, or...
Yes, because Mr. Beast isn't funny.
He's got jokes.
He's got jokes.
He got jokes.
Mr. Beast has got jokes like, dude, these Lunchly things are good.
Oh, okay.
I like my cheese moldy, bruh.
Well, at that retarded statement, we're going to move on to something very witty.
What the Sigma?
What's Athena doing?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Goddess of wisdom. She likes owls.
Tactics, wisdom. She's in intelligence.
She's an intelligence. I could see that.
She's a bookkeeper.
I could see that. She's a high-level CIA executive analyst, high on the chain of command.
No, she can't be. She's a field agent. She's a high level field agent.
I can't see Athena as a field agent. I feel like she's a pencil pusher or like an overseer.
She's a high level field agent. She does her shit out in the field. She's not one to just sit back and let things happen. She likes to be out there making the decisions.
Yeah, when she's a god, maybe. But like, if we're trying to reimagine,
but it's her attribute, though.
If we're trying to reimagine her, I don't think she'd try to be literally everywhere all at once. I think she'd be literally trying to do everything by micromanaging agents out on the field. She's like the guy in a chair for 6 different operations, 12 hours a day.
Well, I mean, she's not just out by herself. I'm saying she's a head of a team.
I get that, but I don't think she's CSI Miami. I think
I was thinking more of like Gibbs from NCIS.
I don't think she's Gibbs.
I think she is.
As
Gibbs.
funny as Gibbs Athena would be, and whoever made Lucifer needs to take that idea and run with it. I think she's higher up than that. She's got to be. She's supposed to be like hyper competent. She's the personification of wisdom and tactics. She's got to be like way high up the chain of command, constantly analyzing and doing everything.
Yes, Gibbs.
Gibbs is like he deals
almost
with crime of the week shit.
Yes, but the thing is, he's the most competent at it, to the point that he almost above the director.
Right. I don't think Athena's like I'm more competent than anyone on the CIA.
Well,
I think Athena's like, I conquered the CIA. They listen to me now, and she commands people to do what she imagines is the smartest thing to do, which, because it's Athena, probably is.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Also, she came out of Zeus's head, which isn't how...
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, all of Zeus's
I
children...
got it.
Okay.
Athena isn't an actual person. She's an AI created by
By Kronos Incorporated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Athena's ChatGPT, guys. Oh, this is perfect.
She's Jarvis.
She's Jarvis.
Athena, show me this guy's balls.
That actually,
Sir, you have a little bit of poop on your balls.
that actually makes way more sense. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. Athena's a program.
Damn.
All right, and
To be fair, I think all of Zeus's kids came out of his head.
Well, no,
No.
like Athena jumped from his split skull. He got a battle injury.
Well, I mean, yeah, but technically.
Shut the fuck your mouth.
Technically speaking.
All right, everyone. Dionysus. I think this is the easiest one. Dionysus is a party animal. He's also the goddess of madness, and used to be the goddess, the god of death, but now that's Thanatos.
he's the CEO of Bang Energy.
I feel like he just owns a vineyard.
Have you
Yeah.
have you seen the CEO of Bang Energy?
I have not seen
Okay.
a CEO.
Y'all
banging.
talk while I pull this up.
Jamie, pull that up.
Oh shit! He's also the god of tigers. We could say he's Joe Exotic.
Or like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a pet white tiger.
I don't think Dionysus would do that well in a fight. I mean, as a god, obviously, but we're imagining him as more of a person, right?
Right. Well, to be fair, Mike Tyson, like, he just had a pet tiger.
Right, but Dionysus probably wouldn't just have a pet.
So
my
this dude. This is an official
Show this
picture.
to Trevor.
This is an
Bro.
official picture.
No, it's not.
The CEO of Bang
The
Energy.
CEO is tweaking out.
I love that. I don't think that's Dionysus. I feel like he just owns a vineyard. I feel like some wacky shit happens at that vineyard.
He's got a
But it's
vineyard
pretty
and a
tame.
venue.
Maybe, yeah, for
The
sure.
venue.
Absinthe. He produces absinthe.
Actually, that's brilliant.
sense.
Yes,
Dollars even.
definitely. He has a vineyard and a venue, plus he makes absinthe on the side.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's just Dionysus. Really easy. I like how it's easier to feel what the god of wine would do, because alcohol is something that transcends, millennia of culture. But trying to figure out what like a god of war would do is tricky, because war
Yeah,
has changed
it's-
so much as the.
Well, war never
Shut
changed.
the
Oh
fuck.
my fucking god!
That's what the funny Fallout guy said.
But the real important question is, which god would be best at making pizzas?
Again, it's Hephaestus. He's literally Papa John.
I
He's
agree.
Papa Hef.
It's Hephaestus.
It would,
Papa Hef.
yeah, Hephaestus makes the best pizzas.
I mean, I feel like Hestia's
Papa
pizzas.
Festus.
I feel like Hestia has the better pizza place, but Hephaestus makes the best pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
New York versus Chicago style deep dish.
so here's one to get people arguing online, because they always argue about this thing online. New York style flat pizza versus Chicago style deep dish. I want to hear y'all's opinions.
So, Chicago style deep dish is not pizza.
It's a casserole. I know. I've seen the Saturday
Yeah,
Night
it's
Live
not.
skit.
It's not a crime.
Technically.
It's not a crime against God. I do like it. I'm not gonna say it's like this horrific thing that shouldn't exist, but I
What-
will go as far as
what
to say
defi-
it's not pizza.
What defines a pizza then?
Okay.
The sauce
Everything-
is above the cheese.
Everything is either a soup or a sandwich. Pizza is a sandwich. Chicago style deep dish is a soup.
It's not
No, it's not.
Fuck up.
Soup is chaos.
Just
It's
'cause-
unorganized.
Are you
things
saying
that
there?
apply.
Are you saying there are
liquidy
accesses?
sauce on my
It's a
pizza
bread
is
bowl.
soup?
It's a bread bowl. It's a really cheesy bread bowl.
But
The
that's
axes
a
of
fucking
law and
pizza is a
chaos are
bread bowl then
sandwich
by
and
that
soup.
definition.
that is correct. The axes of law and chaos are soup
sandwich
and sandwich.
Every pizza is a bread bowl then by that definition.
No, New York.
Gosh.
New York is a panini sandwich. It's a flat
That's
sandwich.
not a panini is two pieces of bread that are pushed upon each other.
That's correct.
Oh my god.
The top layer of bread is just the toppings of the cheese.
Guys, we're trying to figure out which one's better.
It's not a panini.
It doesn't matter what the fuck they are. We're trying to figure out which one's better.
Trevor, please help.
New York is the best pizza. Chicago deep dish is still good, but it's not a pizza. It
New
doesn't
York is just
qualify.
better. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. Look, you have to be in a very specific mood to get deep dish.
And New
That's
York
how it
pizza,
is.
you can just get a slice
Yeah.
whenever, fold it in half, eat that shit like it's a taco.
It's much easier to get into the mood to just eat New York style pizza than deep dish.
Also, I rate how good pizza is based on how good it is cold the morning after you get the pizza.
Oh my god, cold deep dish.
Ugh.
Ew.
Ew. Like the morning after you bought it, it's been sitting out on the counter in a little box.
This cold cheesy
Okay, what-
chunk with
Hold on. Why are you leaving the
cold
pizza
red
out like
sauce.
Because I'm gonna eat it in the morning, and I don't want
So?
it cold and crunchy.
that? You're not supposed to leave it out like that, though.
It's a night.
This
You
is
can
why
leave
he's
pizza out
dying.
for a night.
No, you
You,
can't.
okay, you can. Sorry, Spence, you're just wrong. You can.
You
Look,
know
I've
what?
done
Fuck
it.
you both. I like Chicago-style deep dish. Eat
Okay,
my ass.
why do you like it?
Why do you prefer it?
Because I like how much fucking cheese is on it.
Okay, go eat a fucking cheese wheel.
I might.
Are you one of those
I've
fuckers?
done that
Yeah.
before.
Are you gonna save up $1,000 and buy that like giant ass wheel of Parmesan?
No. That's
Also,
stupid.
we talked about this. We weren't supposed to bring up cheese.
Oh my god. We broke the rule. We're talking about cheese.
We're gonna rename the podcast to the Cheesy Guys Podcast.
No, cheesy mania. Cheesy mania.
I like that actually. That'd be pretty funny.
It'd be funny, but then we'd have to keep talking about cheese.
Anyway.
I feel like I could work cheese into every episode.
Do you want to like do a separate podcast that's like Cheesy Mania and we only talk about cheese on that one?
I feel like we'd lose our following if we did that.
Oh, our following?
Oh,
Wow.
our following.
We're massive.
the
we
one
are-
person. I'm so sorry.
We are massive.
No, we're complimentary.
The way a Tic Tac makes her say, "Oh gosh." We got some people listening, like you, dear viewer. Thank you for listening this far.
Thank you, John Smith.
You fucking dumbass. Really? John Smith is what you're going for?
It's a very popular name.
Let me
It
hit
is.
you with this. Let me hit you with this. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for listening.
I get it. Because we have a mic right here. He's always listening.
All right. Is that the end of the pizza conversation?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about Mario Kart,
No.
which is related to the Greek pantheon?
How?
Listen,
Okay.
What?
Run me through this.
Large
How is Mario Kart
rosters of video game characters have largely replaced polytheism in culture the same way large rosters of comic book characters have as well. Most Greeks didn't believe
What?
that the gods physically existed, but more so believed in the values they proposed and liked to live in accordance with those values. The way someone will be like, great power comes with great responsibility, Spider-Man noises.
So
Mario is
where's
Zeus.
the
Like, I mean, it technically makes sense, but it feels a bit contrived. Like,
where the fuck is the Mario cult? Where's the
I'm not saying people...
Where's the Temple of Mario?
Okay, first of all, there's a Reddit story about a bunch of people saying that they were like reincarnations of obscure RPG characters, and it's awful. So there are video game cults, but that's not what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
what
I'm not
lessons-
talking about actual religion. I'm just talking about how large rosters of characters that are interconnected and span decades have largely replaced where polytheism would be in culture.
okay, what lessons are Mario and the gang supposed to represent?
I guess Mario as a character represents persistence, hard work, and just the everyman archetype.
What about Luigi?
Luigi is
Big dick energy. He represents big dick energy.
only if you're on Tumblr. Luigi is...
Oh, shit.
I thought
So-
that died.
Tumblr's still around. It
Yeah.
got
They just,
rezzed.
yeah.
They
They took
ate-
away porn and then they were like, oh no, all of our users are gone. You can have it back.
They ate a one-up.
Oh.
It's
No.
a me, Tumblr.
Now, Luigi is Mario's more cowardly younger brother, so he's supposed to represent coming up like against your like worst virtues, I suppose. So like rising above what you are and what you were. So like Luigi's always depicted as weaker and more incompetent than Mario, but he does his best to help out anyway, and you're supposed to find something admirable in that. And in his own spin-off games like Luigi's Mansion, him being brave in the face of his own cowardice is supposed to be where you find, you know, how you relate to him in the story.
What about Metal Mario?
Metal Mario serves the same purpose as the story about Zeus fucking a girl while disguised as a swan. In the sense that they're both supposed to be weird and strange, and you're not supposed to think about them too hard.
What about Larry, one of the Koopalings? Do you remember which one's Larry?
No. Is that the one with big sunglasses?
No.
Larry the Koopaling.
The one that says, "Consider your pants peed."
Larry the Koopaling. Larry the Koopaling has the same amount of relevance as the satyr that helped raise Hermes among the nymphs, in the sense that no one remembers what he did, but they all know he was there vaguely.
That's a really complicated and good way of putting you have no fucking clue what any of his character is.
Which of the Mario universe is Pan?
Isn't the dead god of nature that might not actually be dead?
Yes.
You're gonna hate me.
Don't you say Bowser.
No,
Try Bowser.
Is it Rosa?
Rosalina?
Mario's first girlfriend. What's her name?
I don't remember.
His ex from Donkey Kong.
Oh, I don't know.
She's in the new Mario Kart, but she's like not shown up in any Nintendo property since.
Daisy?
No clue.
No.
Not Daisy. Daisy is the baddie that Luigi plays.
Like, there's a girl that doesn't show up in any Mario game except Donkey Kong and showed up in Mario Kart 8. And I think Odyssey too. And
The Return of the King.
It's Mario's ex. He got together with her at the end of Donkey Kong, and then they broke up. Is it Selena? Is it Rosa?
I mean, there's Rosalind, the, like, blonde girl.
No, that's in Mario Galaxy. That's a different
Stinky
thing.
boy.
That's completely different. Also, isn't she technically Mario's daughter from the future?
Yeah, it's really weird, dude.
Yeah.
Industrial society.
If Mario bags that, he is basically Zeus. Let's be real here.
Everything comes full circle.
Don't say that word in that context.
What do you mean? Everything comes full circle.
Don't.
Well, don't enunciate a specific word.
Spence
That
in
one.
the field. Yeah, that one. What's her name?
I don't know.
God.
Spence. You're doing field research. Just look up Mario's first girlfriend.
Okay.
And if that doesn't come up, put Mario's first girlfriend Donkey Kong, and you'll find her.
Pauline.
Pauline. Thank you.
Oh my God. Wait, no. She's been in previous media before. The Mario movie. Remember?
I guess so.
There's that ad that Mario and Luigi puts out, and they have Pauline act in it. And she's like all awkward and shit, but she's actually in the movie. So technically, she's made a comeback in the Mario movie.
No, actually, she was one of the news anchors.
Oh, look at that. Regardless, yeah, if I had to assign
She was
a
also in the
god,
ad.
if I had to assign a god that's dead but not dead technically to the Mario pantheon,
To Mario's ex-girlfriend.
I'd have to say it's Pauline because she consistently dips in and out of canon.
Honestly, makes sense.
Okay, what about Bowser?
Uh,
Big ass turtle.
I think the easy answer is Hades, but I'd have to categorically disagree with that because he doesn't have a functional relationship and doesn't technically rule the underworld.
It's functional
It's
on
Hephaestus.
his end.
Yes.
No,
He creates all those fucking weirdest.
it's Ares.
Because he's not bright. He fumbles it every time.
That's right.
And Kamek's usually the one that puts his traps together.
That's also correct.
Kamek's the one that does the magic shit.
Yeah, like assembling his traps for him.
But he's the one that creates them.
Kind of. Maybe he comes up with ideas and then, like,
And
Kamek
also,
fleshes them
Kamek's
out.
just a cuck.
Kamek's not a cuck. You're
Yes,
a
he is.
cuck. You cucky cuck.
Can we say that?
Yes.
I don't
Cuck!
know.
Cucky cuck.
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Maybe I shouldn't have shouted then.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say it's Ares because it's a vaguely incompetent antagonistic role. If I had to assign Hades to any character in the Mario pantheon, I'd have to say it's
Mario
King Boo.
Pantheon.
Yeah, it's either King Boo or Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Wait, no, not Waluigi. Wario. Waluigi is Persephone.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Then.
You're...
Nah, bro. Waluigi is Aphrodite.
No.
Oh.
I think that's actually Daisy.
Yeah, probably.
But that's aside
For the bit.
That's aside from the
Waluigi's
point.
after
I
that.
brought this up specifically because I wanted to talk about what power-ups you guys would add to the new Mario Kart game. You guys just wanted to contest my large casted video games and or comic books are just, polytheism, but without the theism.
Right. Figures of note that have, like, lessons to tell,
Yes,
but
the
aren't
many is many.
gods. They are divine.
That's right.
I mean, technically there's Thor, though.
Many lessons. They are beings of many life lessons that transcend age and tell categorically human stories. Does that make more sense to you to illustrate my point?
That makes sense.
Ah, yes. Remember, kids, pour one out for the homies, or else the earth will eat your feet.
Okay, so Mario Kart power-ups.
So Mario Kart power-ups. I want 2 power-ups from everyone, and I've been talking for a long time, so I want you guys to go first. Hit me with the 2 power-ups you guys would add to the game.
Okay, hear me
Mario
out.
Kart 9's coming out.
Hear me out. I feel like this should have been added way, way, way long ago. Donkey Kong's banana gun.
I thought that was added at one point in time, like with the tag team.
No.
Or what's that called? The one where it had...
Double Dash.
Double Dash, thank you.
It's on the GameCube, baby.
Yeah.
Good game.
Is it not on the GameCube?
What do you mean? It's on the GameCube.
No,
Double
the
Dash. Oh, no, it's not.
Donkey Kong.
As far as I'm aware, it's not. It's never made an appearance. We need the Donkey Kong gun.
The banana gun.
Yeah. The only thing that I see being an issue is, like, we already have the banana item.
But how would it work?
That's the thing.
Because you're in the middle of driving.
I got it.
You don't have time to
What
aim it.
What if it sprays like mashed banana and it makes like this giant puddle?
It's like an oil slick?
Yes. And it like goes across the whole track in this sort of like large rectangular
that'd
segment.
be too powerful.
What if it shoots a single projectile that hits someone like a green shell would, and wherever it hits them, it spawns a banana peel that could potentially hit someone else driving by?
Maybe that'd be pretty cool. So, like, it hits someone, it slows them down like a green shell, it makes them spin out, and then there's a banana slick behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the banana gets mashed, so, like, the like, puddle idea is still there.
I don't know how much I like the puddle idea, because banana peels already kind of exist. And the
yeah,
idea
but
of
they
another
just-
power-up making banana peels is funny to me.
But they just make you, like, spin out.
Yeah.
I'm having the idea of, like, maybe it reverses your controls or something.
I mean,
Or
maybe...
you slide, like, you have no control for a little bit.
But think of the play, right? Think of the play where you somehow whip your car around, fire your banana gun to the guy behind you, it hits them and spawns a banana peel in front of them that after they spin out into,
Or
so you can wombo
better
combo
yet,
them.
what if you can, like, target specific carts and you shoot the guy, let's say you're in third place and second place is tailing first, you shoot first place, it makes him spin out, and then the banana that falls behind him hits the second guy.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
That'd be pretty cool.
What's your other power-up?
Okay. Let me cook. Give me just a second.
We'll edit out your thinking time, so it sounds like you were just, like, right on it, you know?
Yeah, that sounds... So hear me out, right? What if... Do you remember the vine blocks, like the secret vine blocks from the original Mario games? Mm-hmm. What if you had a vine block that you could, like, punch up, and it makes a set of rails that you can, like, sort of, like, skate on almost. Like, you can jump your cart up onto it, and it skates you, and it makes you go faster. And when you get off of it, you have drift boost.
That does sound cool. It does kind of sound like a bullet with extra steps.
Kind of, but, like, it'd be cool. And
It could be like a 5th and 6th place bullet that doesn't go as long.
yeah, so it's not quite as overpowered as the last place items, but it's a way to catch up without attacking people. So it's like a stylistic way of gaining advantage. Without it just being a mushroom, essentially.
I
Like the
that a
golden
lot.
mushroom.
All right, Spence, what power-ups are you adding?
So I technically have 3, but 2 working. First one is the flood from Super Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
It was the water jet backpack thing
Okay,
that Mario gets. It's used as both kind of like the piranha plant and a mushroom combined.
Okay, so it's a speed boost and it'll shoot
And
someone.
a deterrent.
Nice.
The next one is I don't know how to explain it other than it just turns you into a metal version of your person, and you just create more mass and more speed, and anyone you hit instantly like gets knocked out of the way like they were hit by shells.
So you're talking about essentially having an item that makes you have the same stats as Bowser.
Yes.
Because Bowser's got that thicky.
So
whenever he like bumps into someone, they just instantly like fall back.
Yeah, so
I don't know what you're talking about. When I play Bowser on the little tiny city scooter, I get knocked off the stage every time I bump into something.
That's because you're riding on the scooter.
But anyway,
But he looks so funny.
He does look so silly.
You wouldn't get knocked away by anyone. They would be knocked away, and they would kind of do that like arm flailing thing for a second.
You'd make them lose like acceleration and shit.
And finally, the wind-up Marios from the Game Boy Mario vs. Donkey Kong, where it basically acts as a second life. So if you get hit by a blue shell, a green shell, a red shell, bananas, anything that would stop you, the little wind-up Mario would take the hit.
I don't know if I like that one too much because it takes the like counterplay out of the game a little bit.
I mean, listen, Blue Shell isn't counterplay, it's sending a fuck you to whoever's winning.
Yeah, it'd be funny. But it's like, I feel like you take that part out of the game if you can just
okay,
get
but
those.
The thing is, it's you. So you know how like you get power-ups based on your position, right?
Yeah.
This would be
this
back
has
towards
to
the
be
back.
like close to a last place.
It's kind of like
item.
bullet bills and POW blocks.
I like that quite a lot.
It's not bad. Like, if you take the item and then get up to the front, then it's fine. I just don't like it as like a first, second, or third place item.
It would be like down in like past 7th place.
Right.
Like I said, like bullet bills and POW blocks and lightning.
Okay. I really love all of you guys adding more awesome and broken and fun items to the game. But as a DM and as just a terrible person, I'm the type of guy that's sad that we didn't see a power-crept version of Winter Orb in Magic the Gathering yet.
Shame on you.
I'm the type of fucker who wants more damage resistances in D&D 5e, not less. I like it when DPS characters get nerfed in your favorite hero shooter, and tank characters get more health.
I mean, that's actually nice.
Overwatch, is that you?
I want a...
No, because every character in that game's a DPS now.
I want a mushroom that exists as a reference to the tiny mushroom, and also the poisonous, and also the poisonous mushroom that took a life from you in early Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to shrink you the same way a lightning bolt would, and it gives you no benefits at all. It just makes you tiny.
So it's kind of like the reverse question or the reverse blocks.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So you essentially want bad items.
I want it to stick in your power-up slot, and you have to use it to get it out of your power-up slot. Like, if you get hit really hard by one of the things, it won't fall off. And it makes you small, like the lightning bolt does.
I don't know if I like that.
The only way it leaves your inventory is by boo.
Or you using it.
Because then it's like, I mean, the game's already a bit RNG based, but that makes it way worse. Because now there's like bad items, and everyone can be like, "Well, I just got stuck rolling mini mushes and poison mushes." And then
I'm not adding both of those. I'm adding one that exists as a reference to the two of them.
It has to be a first place only item too.
Maybe
a second place.
No. It's available in all positions except for
bullshit.
Maybe like 11th or 12th.
I hate your intentions.
So,
truly,
that's
I despise the way your mind thinks in this exact moment.
I want it to be a feel bad. I don't want it to be a very common item. I want it to be hard to get, but I do want it to be available to like anywhere from 1st to 10th place.
That's horrible.
So you want the game to be scummy.
I want the game to have some mechanics that are less fun on their face, but reward you for having a lot of skill, yes. Because if you're in 1st place and you're like really in the lead and you roll it, you can be like, I'll get it. And if you're in 6th place, you can use it right away to like dodge a red shell or some shit, and then fall behind and get one of the good power-ups and zoom ahead.
So it makes you tiny and it spins you out, slows you down like the lightning item, correct?
That's right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It slows you down too.
It'd
be cool if it just made you small.
It will give you some iframes though, so you can use it to dodge things in a pinch.
I guess it's kind of neat. That's not terrible actually. There's like actual play with it, so that'd be kind of cool. Like you're about to get blue shell and you go, oh shit, beep, and now you're iframed.
Yeah, but you have to use it like really quick, like right when you're about to get hit.
Right. That'd be pretty cool.
I think it's a dumb item that everyone will hate, but I love it when the game has those because it makes it more dynamic and interesting. Which is why the next item I want to add is a scrambled egg. It's not a reference from any Mario game or any game at all. And it's just, it shows an egg with a bunch of question marks on it. And you use it, and everyone gets stuck in a Yoshi shell and shuffled around.
No.
You're somewhere between...
You want to have sevens from Uno.
You're somewhere in first...
No.
Somewhere between first and sixth place.
No.
It'll randomly switch your position with everyone else between first and sixth place, and the same thing happens 12th to 7th.
No.
It just jingles all of you around.
No.
It's funny, yes, but no.
It's
like how many people would just hold on to that?
Yeah, they hold it until you're in first place and you're almost there.
At the end, near the finish line.
I love that though. I love that so much. It's not
it
even,
would feel so nasty.
It's not even as feel bad as the lightning bolt though, because the lightning bolt
Honestly,
shrinks
I'd
everyone,
and
it takes a longer time to animate.
Hell, I'd take the poison mushroom over that shit.
Yeah. I'd just rather have an item that spins me out, and that's it. Honestly.
You don't want to get randomly switched.
I would rather get blue shelled near the end.
Than get randomly switched with second place.
You're proposing more
or sixth.
More blue shells, but like half of them are self-induced.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
I like my items better.
I like my items better.
I like his items better.
I like your items better too, but I like it when items make feel bad moments. They're so fun. The game gets more dynamic the worse it is to play. That's why Elden Ring is so popular. You guys don't even have an argument.
Well, that's just Elden Ring's good.
Imagine if Elden Ring came out, same as exact thing, and I proposed the idea.
It was in Mario Kart.
And I proposed the idea of Crimson Rot to you. You'd be like, that's an awful idea. That would make the game so bad. It would just hit your health once it filled up and it just wouldn't go away till you died. I hate that. I fucking hate that. I'd just be like,
it's different because it's world building. What does the mini mush do for the world building? We've already seen it in other games.
We've already seen it in other games. Everything in Mario Kart is stuff we've seen in other games.
We don't need that. We don't need it.
I also really want the gigantic mushroom to come back.
The Mega Mush.
The Mega Mush.
That was hard.
Remember getting that in original like Mario DS? That was crazy. Dude.
I had Mario Kart for the Game Boy. And for the Wii.
That's when it first came out. It was on the original Mario DS game. And that was so much fun.
The Mega Mush was on the Wii too. For Mario Kart. And it was super fun. And it's just not on the Switch version, and it'd be cool if it was there.
It'd be pretty cool.
If I had to make a prediction for any of the power-ups we've talked about to make an appearance, my money's on the Mega Mush.
Probably, since it's already been there.
Yeah.
I also think there's going to be an Odyssey cap.
Oh, I don't want that.
I don't know what he'll do, but I think Cappy's going to show up.
Maybe he steals items from other players.
Maybe it's a projectile, and if you hit the player, you just switch racers with that player till the end of the race.
You always come up. That's just the worst. You're evil.
Cappy's just on that guy, and you're just driving that guy for just the rest of the race.
Okay, so it's like taking control of other people's turns in MTG.
No, because you still want to win. But the idea is you jumped up a place, and now you have to adapt to a new car.
Yeah, but it's like a timed thing, right? You aren't just him forever.
You're just him until the race ends.
Yeah, so you're him for the rest of the game. Terrible.
No, not the rest of the game, just until that race ends. So
yeah, that race.
The next course will be fine.
Yeah, because temporarily getting control of somebody would be so broken because all you have to do is just hit the brakes.
Well, yeah, and drive backwards.
Let it sit until you get swapped back.
You can go in reverse. You can just go backwards.
Yeah.
Funny. I'm so silly.
Winter Orb, but
I love being laughed repeatedly because someone else is playing my game.
Winter Orb, but it costs 1 mana.
Bullshit.
And draws a card on ETB.
Bullshit. Fuck you.
All right, everybody, what's the best day of the week?
The best day of the week?
Yeah, Trev wants to talk about the best weekday. It's in my topics.
Oh, no. I specifically mentioned what's the best weekday to take off of work.
Ooh. It's Monday.
It's
final answer. Spence?
Well, more specifically, we should rank them. Go ahead, Spence. I'm sorry.
My favorite is Wednesday.
To take a day off? What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Because
What? Because you have two 2-day mini weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'll back that up. I respect that.
It's to break up the monotony of the work week.
I guess, but like at the same time, Monday just gives you a longer weekend, and it's
Well,
also
yeah.
Monday. Usually Mondays are like shit.
That's
That's why you don't take off Fridays, because Fridays are the shit.
Mine's the opposite.
Really, I guess it's kind of
Because
biased. It depends.
our Monday is kind of slow, and then shit hits the fan halfway through the week, and then by Friday everything just goes to hell.
Yeah, my Monday is exactly the same as my Friday. So how I think I'd rank it is Monday, and I'm backing Spence up. It goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, here's my tier list. All right, ready? Monday, Friday, Tuesday,
You just didn't
No,
want to
Wednesday,
agree with us for
and
Wednesday,
then
huh?
Thursday.
I feel like you put Tuesday there just to not agree
No,
with us.
because Tuesdays are the worst. Tuesdays are the worst.
You said Mondays are the worst.
Okay,
Tuesdays are the worst because they're Monday's shitty sequel.
okay, Tuesdays are even worse than Mondays.
Okay, but then you got like three
Okay,
more
Monday
work
is
days
like
after
Tuesday,
that.
but the only difference is
And then
Monday
you
you're
work-
coming into work refreshed from a full weekend off, assuming you're not working the weekend.
Yeah, what
This
if
is
you work
this
the
is
weekend?
assuming you just didn't work the weekend and you're working your full-time job. Monday
Hell,
through Friday.
we can assume you worked Saturday too. The logic stays the same so long as you had Sunday off at
Yeah.
least.
So Monday. Yeah. I stand by it. Tuesday is just worse because you don't have that refreshment from the weekend.
So I
Wednesday?
I put Tuesday lower on my list than you did, mostly because if you're taking Wednesday off, you've evenly split the week up, and it feels like you have a mini weekend in there. If you take Tuesday off, not only do you have to go back into work on Wednesday, but also you have 3 days in a row after taking a day off. That's gross.
But counterpoint, you're already over the hump. You're over the hump. That is,
No, you're not.
You're getting
you're
to
not.
the hump and you get over it.
You get to the hump and it
you
humps
come
you.
you come in on hump and you feel like you've been humped.
That's kind of gay. Anyways, I just think it's better. I just think it's better.
Wow.
I have
wow, such shockingly great debate tactics. I just think it's
Nah, I'd win.
nah, I think.
But for real, in my opinion, skipping Tuesday is skipping the driest day of the week. Maybe not the most exhausting, but definitely the worst.
Listen, I agree with you that Tuesday is the worst day of the week, but part of why I agree with you is because Tuesday is impossible to take off without taking off Monday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because Tuesday alone sucks, which is why I think Wednesday is way better than Tuesday for taking off. I actually think Wednesday is better for taking off than Friday.
Nuh-uh.
I have
Friday
to
gets
agree.
the same justification as Monday. The only difference
No,
is Fridays are easier.
No,
so
Friday
you wouldn't
does
want
not. Friday does not. Because when you take off Friday, you get a Saturday, a Sunday, and then you're like, weird. I should be at work right now. You get more jet lagged. It's not the same reward system as coming into work a day late. It's leaving the week a day early. So just your work week is not made better, it's made worse, because then you have a weird flex day during your weekend, and then you come in straight to a 5-day work week, and that fucking sucks. It's way better to work 4 days into 5 days than to work 4 days weekend 5 days, you know? Like if you work 4 days in a row, get a weekend off, and then work 5 days, that's good for your mental. That's fine. If you work 4 days in a row, get 3 days off, and then do 5 days, on the third of those 5th days, it starts to be hard on your mental.
I guess. I don't know.
And that's why Wednesday beats Friday out. But Monday is still the best day.
Yeah.
Because Monday you're like, whoa, not only did I get an extra weekend, I got an extra day off this weekend, but also my week is better, and it's better without making my next week worse. Ugh.
Can we agree that Thursday might be the worst day?
I think Thursday is the worst day.
Thursday's just the worst day.
Unless
Because you have to stomach Monday through Wednesday, and that's usually, like, not very fun
I would have
at
to
all.
disagree, and I'd have to say Tuesday's the absolute worst.
I actually, Spence talked me into it. I agree
because
with Spence.
okay, so here's the thing: you come in for the bullshit that's Monday.
That's right.
Then you take off Tuesday,
That's right.
and then that leaves you 3 days more of bullshit. until
Thursday
the
is the
weekend.
worst day, dude.
Well,
I
the
can't
thing
fight
is, if you take off Thursday and then you come into work Friday, there's hope. There's literally light at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you have to come back.
You do, but if you take off Tuesday, you have to come back, and you
Well,
come
3
back
times
3
more.
days.
Look, I'm just saying I'd rather come back to 3 days than come back after 3 days. Comparing Tuesday to Thursday.
Right.
Are you okay?
No,
No.
I'm doing the
Confused?
math. You said after 3 days, and I'm like, the fuck
after
does
3
Monday
days.
have to do with this?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
then you take Thursday off.
Right.
So,
Oh, so like the reward for completing the week has
Yeah.
already gone off in your brain, and then you have to come back.
yeah,
Friday.
exactly. It shuts you down.
I can see that argument, but like much more demoralizing is the reward for getting a day off activating in your brain, and then you have to do 3 more days after that.
I mean, I guess, but Tuesdays just suck, dude.
I mean, yeah, for you, but for me, my Tuesday is the same exact thing as my Monday, and my Monday is the same exact thing as every other day of the week. And I have to just completely be like, all my days are going to feel relatively the same. Tuesdays suck because they're the day after Monday,
Yeah.
and because they're impossible to take off. Thursdays suck a little less because if you take Thursday off and then you have to work Friday, it's not that bad. You have 1 day. The whole day, you're just thinking, 1 day. I got 1 day to do.
My issue is being beckoned back in after successfully conquering the first 3 days. It feels like I should finally get to rest. But then Friday's around the corner, and I have to come back in. And yes, it's just 1 day, but I'm already settled in.
Yeah, but like,
This is why the bumper days are just the best. Monday and Friday are the best.
Wednesday is better than Friday.
It's not.
It is.
I'm with
it's not.
Spence on this one. Because Wednesday's a much more
Wednesday
productive...
is better than Tuesday and Thursday.
Wednesday's a
worse than
much
Friday.
more productive day to take off than Friday because you're going to get more productivity out of yourself on that day off than you are going to get on Friday.
I guess. You're not shaking me, man. Look,
It's like...
at the end of the day, it's better than taking off Tuesday and Thursday. I will admit that. It's like a break in the middle of the week. You break your week into 2, like, mini weeks. And that's great. But it's not an extended weekend.
The thing is, it's equal too, so you don't have to deal with any of the, like, awfulness that is a Thursday or a Tuesday.
Yeah, essentially you have 2 Mondays and 2 Fridays.
Which is the best. It's just the best.
It's pretty good.
Spence, are you reading my can of Aussie-style lemonade?
No, because
Monster
I keep
juice?
hearing a fucking reverb, and I'm thinking it's from your damn can.
The flesh rides.
Listen. Something. Irish song about an old tin can.
Like as y'all been talking, I just keep hearing this reverb of something, and I couldn't tell what it was besides your bag blast here.
Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
Anyway,
So,
the week tier list due to popular demand is Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
nope.
Tuesday, Thursday.
No.
Or no,
Thursday, Tuesday.
Thursday, Tuesday.
I just...
And Trevor is in camp Monday,
Friday, Wednesday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Ugh. You have Tuesday and Thursday backwards, and that's the most offensive part of that.
No.
list. We can
Nuh-uh.
disagree on the mini weeks, but the fact that you'd rather come back 3 days after a day off than come back for 1 day after a day off, that's gross.
Look,
That is gross.
at the end of the day, that's my opinion, and I will stand by it.
I respect your opinion, even though it's wrong.
I respectfully disagree. All right, we've gone really long this episode because Spence and I talked about Greek mythology. Are we doing the last?
Let's do the
topic?
last topic.
We could save that for a bit later.
We're
For a
gonna
bit
save
later.
It
Are
is
we
more
teasing?
topical.
It will be more topical in like a week. We're gonna tease
Truly.
it.
Yeah, we can tease it.
Tune in next time for the mysterious next topic, guys.
We're all going on a 3-way date, and we need to figure out what the best gifts are for each other.
That
Valentine's Day.
we are not, in fact.
That's weird. No.
I'm constructed. I'm constructed.
No.
I'm Mongoose. We're
You've already used Mongoose.
That's not
I'm
even-
Manifold. We're constructed Manifold, and this has been the Celestial Multitheism Podcast.
Good night,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Bye.
I'm taking off Monday.